Frank, what's interesting that isn't Cristiano Ronaldo, who's unique from this perspective. Almost everyone that I speak to who retired from the game, they're almost like the last ones to know when to hang up their boots.
And it's sad because retiring is part of a career. You have to know where to stop to make sure that you don't show pity to the world where before you were showing gratefulness, and that's what it is. And it's true that most of the time it's mostly your friends, your family, saying, you should open your eyes. I see you playing. You were the best. You're not anymore. And all Ronaldo's fans, calm down. I'm talking about every player in the world, not only Cristiano Ronaldo, because I know I've been insulted by all of them, saying, wow, who are you to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo? Yes, of course, it doesn't need Frank Leboeuf to decide whether he's going to stop or not, or Ali Moreno, or anybody else. He's going to decide, and really, I don't give a stuff. I'm just saying that it's part of football, it's part of your career to find the right time to give up your career. Because I remember Platini, because of an injury, giving up, and everybody was very sad. They wanted him to keep on playing, and it's the way you have to stop football, because you have to make sure people are going to regret you more than saying, well, you better getting out because you're showing me pity.
He set the bar so high, Robbo, isn't he? He's got 18 goals already this season. We're talking about it as if he is struggling week in, week out.
Well, he's not struggling every week. Some weeks he works harder than other weeks. And that's the problem. When you become an older player, when you start to lose that little bit of fitness and that little bit of energy, you do things to suit yourself and not the team. I've seen it in many, many older players that they then start to look after themselves. They get everybody else to do their jobs. They don't do the running they should do. And Ronaldo, to a certain degree, has done that in the last 3 years at Juventus and this year at Manchester United. On his day, when he feels fit and feels energetic, he's still a magnificent player. But there's too many games where he hasn't shown those same energy qualities.
Where will he be next season, Gab? Still at United?
I mean, the difficult thing is he has an enormous contract with Manchester United. He makes something like £35 million a year. That's in excess of $40 million. He's still, if not the highest paid player in the world, then the second highest. It's him and Messi neck to neck. And so it's easy to say, if United go to him, oh, go somewhere else, we don't want you anymore, hypothetically, or him to say, I'll go somewhere else. Well, for him to do that, I think he would almost certainly have to take a pay cut, probably a big pay cut. And for United to do that, I don't know, they have to basically pay him to go away at this stage. And at this point, they would look at it and say, you know what? You're still the most talented guy we have here. You scored 18 goals through the end of March. Stick around and we'll build your team around you. I mean, that's a decision that they're going to have to make. The other option is that he makes some sort of romantic end of career decision and takes a big pay cut and goes back to Sporting Lisbon or whatever. Maybe he does something like that. But I think he's right in the sense that he holds all the cards because he has that massive contract through 2023. And every time he steps on the pitch, we can talk about declining scales and not playing to your salary. He's probably better and more productive than, all but one or two Manchester United players.
Kind of still relevant to that conversation, Gab, we saw reports once again suggesting that Manchester United are going to put in a bid for Harry Kane this summer. Does Ronaldo's presence affect that at all?
You know what? I saw this report, and I don't know for certain, but I'm just going to speculate here and suggest that 110% this comes from Harry Kane's agent. 100 and even the fact that they come out and say like, oh, and they're going to go and try to move this forward and get this done before they sign the new manager. I mean, Harry Kane might have had a logic last summer before Cristiano got there, and obviously they do need a center forward. But I refuse to think, after all the mistakes that United have made, that the new crew, Arnold, Murta, and Fletcher, would go out and spend so much money on Harry Kane and his wages and whatever, while Cristiano's still there, unsure whether you can shift him, without the thumbs up of their new manager. I mean, that would just be such a beyond demented move. I refuse to believe that United would do something like that. Now, If the new manager comes in and says, oh yeah, I love Harry Kane, I love Cristiano, we find a home for Cristiano, boom, let's do this, fine. But to go ahead and make a move like this, to commit so many resources without knowing who your new manager is and how you're going to play would just be beyond silly.
But Robbo, what new manager wouldn't want Harry Kane?
I think most managers would want him, but if, and Gab just said it, if a new manager comes in and wants to play with a front three, with 2 wide players and a centre forward, then you've got a problem with Ronaldo. Are you going to play him on the left wing or the right wing? Because I tell you what, Juventus tried to do that on many occasions, and he never stayed there. He went everywhere but there. So Gab's absolutely right. Until you've got a new manager, you know what system they're going to play, you can't go and buy Harry Kane unless you're going to play with 2 up front. And I don't think we know what that new manager would do. So, yeah, you can't buy him just yet.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.